Welcome back to part 3 of the ticket series. We're going to be adding the functionality to add and remove users from our ticket. So without further ado, let's get straight. Okay, here I am in my Visual Studio Code. And what we're going to start off by first doing is we're going to create 2 more buttons in our ticket settings here. I also added our ticket settings to the persistent views area. Just so I forgot to do that in the last episode, and even if the bot does die, the buttons, they will still be online. I explained this in episode 1, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. But what we're going to start off by doing is we're going to start off by literally just copying this code, and we're going to change up a couple things. So first of all, what we're going to change up is the label, of course, and this is going to be called add user. So add user, and we're gonna change this to green, I guess, and we're gonna change this to green right here. Now inside this, we're just gonna leave this blank and make sure this is also add underscore user, like so. And then in here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up a model. So await interaction dot response dot send model, and here our model, it's gonna be called add user, and we're gonna pass in interaction.channel. We're gonna create the model just in a bit right after we complete this. And basically what we want to do is we want to duplicate this because we want to be able to remove a user as well. So we're just gonna copy and then paste this, something like that, and we're just gonna do this remove user and something like over here, remove underscore user, change this to gray. Change the custom ID to gray. Over here, change this to remove user, and that's literally it. Now that we have our button system proper, we can actually focus on creating the model. So I already created a models tutorial on this, so if you haven't checked that out, I suggest you do already. And you will need Nextcode for this because that's the type of model. Just letting you know, you might have to add your own functionality with whatever library you're using if you're trying to create models but not using Nextcode. So you want to do nextcode.ui.model, open this up, and we want to do def underscore init, and we're going to pass in channel as well. Now inside here, we're going to do super, and here we can put in a couple of the model, I guess, preferences. So first, it's going to be the model title, which is, I'm going to call it add user to ticket. It's got to be less than 45 characters, just to let you guys know. And then we're going to add a timeout. So however much time they have to complete this model, I'm going to do 300, which is 5 minutes. I feel like that's more than enough to grab someone's ID and slap it in here. And then we're going to do self.channel equals channel. Now that we have that, we can create one of our categories, so which is self.user equals nextcode.ui.text input. And over here, we're gonna call this, if we open this up, actually label equals user ID. And let me put this. Alright, so now that it's a string, and then I'm gonna pass in a couple more things, so such as min underscore length, which is gonna be 2, and then max underscore length, which is gonna be something. Oh no, you can keep this whatever you want. I'm gonna do 30. Has to be bigger than the regular ID size, just let me know. And then we're gonna do required equals true, and then we're gonna do, I guess, placeholder equals, and here we can do user ID must be int. So this will be the placeholder that they see before they type anything right here, the string. Now that we have that, we can just do self.add underscore item, and we're going to add the item, so self.user. And then we can add a callback function. So once it's submitted, then this function will run. So now the reason I'm not going too in depth in this is because I had a whole video explaining these, so I highly suggest you do check those out. And it's gonna return an error function none, and so it should have something like this. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the user by doing interaction.guild.getMember. And now inside here, we're going to do int self.user.value, so whatever this value is, and make sure to convert it into an int. And so what we're going to do then is also I seem to have an error up here, and that's because I forgot to comment it. Okay, now we can check if user actually exists. So if user is none, then we can do return await interaction.send, and we can send something like invalid user ID. Make sure the user is in this field. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna create an override just to add the person to the actual, I guess, ticket. So we're gonna do override equals next core.permission override, and then we're gonna do override dot read underscore messages equals true. Now I'm pretty sure you can put this in here, but this works also. Okay, now that we have that, we can do await self dot, or actually await self dot channel dot set underscore permission. Now, sorry about that. Inside permissions, we can pass in whatever the permission is, right? So for whoever it applies to, mainly. So we're gonna pass in user, and then we're gonna pass in override equals override. So basically this. Now that we have that, we can just send a confirmation message, interaction.send, something like member.mention has been added to this ticket, and that's literally it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this code, and I'm going to go down to, and I'm going to change this up. So whatever it says add, we're going to change that to remove. Remove user from ticket has been removed from this ticket. And then over here, we're going to change this to false. I think everything else should remain the same. And that's literally it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into Discord and we're going to actually test this out. Okay, so here I am in my Discord. And there you can see Jerome is just online. So what I'm going to do is if I do help, you can see it's going to run the setup tickets command. So it does this. So we're going to create a ticket real quick. And we're going to head on over. And now you can see two buttons. So I'm going to hop into general. And I guess, yeah, we'll take TWAA. Okay. So we're going to copy his ID. And let's say we want to add him to the ticket. So how we're going to do is we're going to click add user. And we're going to paste our user ID. Click submit. And you can see DWAA has been added right here. And they're in the ticket. You could see them. And then we're going to click remove user. Paste his same ID, click submit, and now they're gone. Right, we don't see them on the sidebar. If we check audit logs, which I can't, I'm streaming, but if I were to check audit logs here, you'll see that it updates on the channel overrides. It denied it, it first granted it, then it denied it. And that's going to be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and until next time, glow stick out. See ya!